question. Can you hear me clearly? Hello? Okay, if you can hear me, you can just respond me with some words. Hi guys, so yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, so today we are going to talk about the Cisco's new certification system. And so before our today's live class, and first I need to introduce myself. My name is Rui. I'm the instructor of SPOTOs. And so this QR code is our SPOTO's Cisco study group. So before we start our today's live, you can scan this QR code to add to our group. And in this group we have different students from the different countries. We have the one same aim. We want to get the Cisco certification. We want to get the CCIE. Yes. So also we will have some our SPOTO's instructor in this group. If you have any questions here, you can ask us, and also you can discuss the questions with some other students around the world, because we have the same aim. Okay. So before we start, we just scan this QR code to join us. Okay. Okay, so after you join us, so let us begin our today's live, okay? So first, I think most of you has known this message, this news, a huge news, a big news, yes. A few days ago, Cisco just dropped a big news. Cisco will update its own certification system in the February 24th next year. And the update is a large update. So it changed a lot of things here. It changed the content of the different program. It changed the exam outline of the different Cisco tracks. So it's the very big news. And so today we are going to talk about this update, and I want to share you with this update. So first we need to know what's the update, and the Cisco changed what. Yes, first we need to know this, and then next we need to know the new Cisco certification systems from CCNA to CCIE, and what's the difference between the new certification system and the current certification system. And then the last, I can give you some suggestions about this time from today to the update time, from today to the February 24th next year. So in this time, what can we do, and what we need to do, okay? So also a question is whether this change means the future trend of the network technical. So we need to discuss these things, okay? Okay, so this is the 3 parts of our today's live class. So next, let us begin directly, okay? Okay, so first, we need to know Cisco code is the next level Cisco certifications, and we can see it, maybe it will be very high level, yes. And we can see here for this picture. For this picture is the current certification system, and we can see it here. We have 4 levels: the entry, the CCNA, CCNP, and the CCIE. We have 4 different levels, but we usually talk about the CCNA, NP, and the CCIE. And we can see here for CCNA or to CCIE, we have different tracks for the different levels certification here. So, for example, routing and switch is very popular, and a lot of us need to learn the routing and switch, and a lot of us need to use the routing and switch in their work. So first we can see the CCNA has so many tracks. They have the cloud, they have the data center, they have the routing and switch, they have the security, and also for the CCNP the same. Yes, we have the IS, we have the cloud, and for CCIE also is the same. We have different tracks, but we can see here the picture on the left. This is the next level Cisco certification. It means when the Cisco updates this certification system, it will become like this. So first we can see here, for CCNA, we can see the current system has different tracks, but for the CCNA, just 2 tracks, yes, just 2 tracks. The first one is the CCNA, and the second one is a new track called DevNet Associate. This is the new track called DevNet. It's the different technical between this DevNet with our basic technical called IS. They are very different, okay? So this is the new track, and we need to know here. And we can see next, for the CCNP and the CCIE, actually, if we see these 2 pictures, they just look like each other. Yes, they are not have a big difference, and we can see here. But in this picture, if you try to find the CCNPIs and the CCIEIs, and you will find you can't find it. Yes. So in the current system, we will have the IS, but in the new certification, we can't find the IS. So this is the big difference. So next, let us see the details between the CCNA, NP, and IE, okay? So next, for the next page, we need to know the difference between the current versions and the update versions. So first one is in today's versions, we will find we have different tracks here. We have IS, we have the cloud, we have data center, and if you want to learn IS, you go to learn IS and get the IS certification. If you want to learn the cloud, you go to learn the cloud and get cloud certification. Yes, but after the February 24th next year, and we will find this all tracks are gone. They are dead. For this one called CCNA, we replace these all tracks. Okay. Just one CCNA will replace these all tracks. So this is a big difference between the current version and the next level certification system. Okay. And then also the second difference is for the new version, we will have a new track called DevNet. It means the development of the network. And actually, I can tell you this track will mainly tell us about maybe the IT, the internet technical, and this difference between the communication technical. Maybe it's most about the programming. It's most about the code. So some of us maybe feel it's difficult, but this is the trend of the network technical. we need to learn this. So Cisco add this new track in the CCNA. Okay, so this is the two difference in the CCNA part. First, Cisco changed the different tracks to one CCNA, and then add a new track called DevNet. So this is the two difference, and then we're going to see the difference about the CCNP. Okay, for CCNP, we can find here. Actually, Cisco will not combine these different tracks into one CCNP. Yes, this different with the CCNA, and we will find here for the CCNP cloud. And after the February 24th, we also have the some CCNP. Maybe for this one CCNP security, and after the update, we will also have the CCNP security. Yes, so we will find maybe the change between the CCNP is smaller than CCNA. And for CCNP, the biggest change, the biggest update is this one. It's routing and switch. And we all know this. Routing and switch is very popular in our network technical. Yes, most of us maybe has learned the routing and switch, or you prepare to learn the routing and switch. So this is very popular. This is the basic technical of our internet. But after the update, after February 24th, remember this date is very important. Yes, it's very important to us. So after this date, this CCNP track called routing and switch is gone. A new track called CCNP Enterprise will replace it. Okay, a new track called CCNP Enterprise will replace it. But this new track will also contain the routing and switch knowledge. Just the new track will add some new technicals. So maybe some virtualization technicals, maybe some SDN technicals. It means the basic knowledge of the CCNP Enterprise is CCNP-IS, but the new track will add some other new knowledge. Okay, so this is the biggest difference between this is the biggest difference in CCNP between the two different versions. Okay, and also we will find here the CCNP virus is gone. It's gone. So actually it's the IS and the virus combines the CCNP Enterprise. So it means the CCNP Enterprise will also include the CCNP IS and also include the virus and also include some new technicals, so maybe the IT, maybe the program, maybe the SDN technical. So just like this. So this is the biggest difference between the CCNP, okay, between CCNP. So we can see here, 4 tracks will be cancelled and 2 new certification. The first one, this one we had just talked about this, the enterprise, and then next is DevNet, also DevNet. We can see here, for the CCNA, Cisco will add a new track called DevNet CCNA. Also for CCNP, Cisco will add this track. So we will know that DevNet now has the CCNA and the CCNP certification. Okay, so we can summarize here for the CCNP, 4 tracks will be cancelled: Cloud, Design, IS, and Wireless, and it will be replaced by the new track called CCNP Enterprise. So it means the Enterprise will include these 4 cancelled tracks knowledge and some new technical knowledge. Okay, so this is about the CCNP, and we can find for CCNA and CCNP we have a large difference. Yes, we have a large difference. But so next week going to see about CCIE. Okay, so some of you can compare these 2 different versions here. Yes, you can compare this, and we will find the difference between the difference in CCIE between the 2 different versions are not so big, and also it means the CCIE actually not changed a lot of things, but I think for the CCIE, the impact on us is the biggest. You know, I repeat it, the change of the CCIE is not very big, but I think the impact on us is the biggest. Okay, so so first we need to see what's the change, so what's the difference, and so we can see here the IS will change to CCIE Enterprise, just like the CCNP here. Yes, for CCNP, the routing and switch also changed to the Enterprise. Okay, so this is the same. For IE, the IS also changed to CCIE Enterprise, and then for the wireless will change to the Enterprise wireless. So this is the change. So this is the change here. And actually for the other tracks, actually for example for the data center and for the security, they actually don't change a lot. They actually will not change a lot. So this is about the CCIE here. Okay. So we will find one thing. From CCNA to CCIE. We will find here. For this one, after the update, we will find it's just called CCNA with no IS track. Yes, with no IS track. And for CCNP, the IS will be replaced by the Enterprise. And also for CCIE, the IS will be replaced by the Enterprise infrastructure. Okay. So then we will find, I just talk about the routing and switch is a very popular certification of Cisco, but after the update, we can find the routing and switch is gone. You can't find it. It means maybe the routing and switch has you has got the routing and switch certification and you has used this technical for maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, and so you can see routing and switch is your old friend. Yes, it stays with you. It always stays with you. It's your root friend. But after the update, the routing and switch is gone. You can't find it. After the update, maybe you can say, I want to learn about the CCIE Enterprise. Maybe you will not say I want to learn about the routing and switch. So maybe we will say your old friend is gone. But a new friend will replace it. Yes, it's called CCIE Enterprise. It's called CCNP Enterprise. So this is the difference. This is the change of the NP and the IE. Okay, so next we learn more details about the change. Okay. So first one is the new CCNA overview and the new CCNA exam topics, and we'll find here for this one is the CCNA's written exam code, and then actually the same with the current version. The exam actually is the same, but we'll find here the new CCNA exam topics will contain these 6 parts. Yes, here. And we'll find we have some network fundamentals, network access, network servers. These 6 parts will contain to the new CCNA. And we will find for these 6 parts we have some new technicals here. So maybe we'll find we need to learn the automation and programmability in the future. Okay? And so this part actually is the IT technical. And also in the future is very important. So Cisco adds this part in the new CCNA. Okay? And we need to remember the level. Remember the date, sorry. The date is the February 24th next year. So it means the last day to take the IS CCIE lab is the February 23. Okay? This is the last day to take the IS CCIE lab. And after this day, Cisco will change it to the new CCIE IS lab. Okay, you know this? And then we continue to do this. We have a new CCNA track called the DevNet. And for the DevNet also we need to pass a written exam to get this certification. It's just like the other tracks, the written exam. And for the DevNet CCNA exam topics, we can see here it also have 6 parts, and first one software development, the second one understanding and using APIs and Cisco platforms and development. So for this, all the technicals is very different between the routing and switch, between the switches and routers. It's very different. It's more related to the PC, it's more related to the software, it's more related to the program. So we will find here, this is the new track. This is a new track. It means the trend of the network technical. So I think maybe in the future, this track is very important. If you have the basic knowledge of the routing and the switch, and then maybe after the update, I recommend you to learn this track, and this is very important. Okay, remember this. So this is about the CCNA. This is about the CCNA, and so next is about the CCNP. Okay, for the CCNP, we just said no ICE anymore. The enterprise will replace the CCNP. So for the CCNP exam, in the current version, I think most of us will know this. If you want to get the CCNP certification, no. Yes, for maybe tomorrow you want to get the CCNP certification, you need to attend the 3 different written exams. Yes, we need to attend 3 exams. These 3 exams include the routing technical, the switching technical, and the troubleshooting. Yes. So remember this. Today's version, we need to take 3 different exams to get the CCNP certification. But after the update, we just need to take 2 exams. Okay, this is the difference here. After the change, we need to take 2 different exams. And for these 2 different exams, also it has 2 parts. The first one called core exam, and the second one called the concentration exam. So for the first one, it's core exam with the important part. Yes, it means the core is very important. So if you want to get the CCNP enterprise certification, at first you need to get this exam. You need to get the core exam for this one, and after you get the core exam, so we will find for the construction exams we have different types. So we can see it here for the CCNP enterprise exam. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 different exams here. Yes. So after you pass the core exam, you can select one of the construction exams here. So maybe you are familiar with this one. The first one, you can select this one to take part in. Okay, you can select this one to take part in, and after you finish the core exam and then select a construction exam. So after you pass the construction exam, so at last you will get your CCNP certification. So the first difference between the CCNP exam is the certification system. You need to get 3 different written exams, but after the update, you just need to get 2 exams. First one is the core exam, and the second one is the construction exams. Okay, and the next very big difference is today, if you want to get the CCNP, you must get the CCNA at first. Yes, you need to know this. So if you want to get the CCNP, you must get the CCNA at first. But after the update, if you want to get the CCNP, you don't need to get the CCNA at first. So it means you can learn CCNP and you can get the CCNP certification directly. So I think it's very good news for us. Yes, this is very good. So we will find, so we can talk about this. For this one, for today, so I write it today. Maybe today you want to take part in the CCNP certification here. So if for today's certification, first you need to get the CCNA, yes? Get the CCNA, and then you need to get the CCNP 3 exams. So the total exams is the 4 exams, but after the update, it's just 2 exams here, okay? After the update, it's just 2 exams. And for the exam outline of the new CCNP, we find is 6 parts. The first one, architecture and virtualization infrastructure. And for this part, it's mainly the routing and switch technical. And for this part, it's mainly about the cloud, mainly about the SDN. So, and also next is the network assurance, and next security and automation. So this is the 6th part of the CCNP. So remember 2 points. First one, after the update, we just need to take the 2 exams, the core exam and select 1 construction exams. So this is this is the first difference. And the second difference is, if you want to get the CCNP after the update, you just need to get the CCNP directly. You don't need to get the CCNA at first. So this is the 2 big difference about the CCNP. Okay, so next we see about the CCIE. So we just talk about routing and switch. Instead, we just have the enterprise. We don't have the enterprise. And that said, in fact, the change of the CCIE is not very big, but I think the impact on us is the biggest. So we will find here, if you want to get a CCIE certification, in the current version, you need to take the written exam. Yes, you need to take the writing exam, and then you need to take the lab. So the CCIE exam will have 2 parts. The first one is the writing exam, and the second one is the lab. We have 2 parts. And after the update, it's the same. First one, you need to take one written exam, and second one take a lab exam. But the difference is, we can see this table. In this table, we will find, if you try to get the CCIE enterprise infrastructure, we use this check as an example. So if you want to get this certification, and we will find the core exam is this one. The code is 300 and 401. Remember this code, and we will find it here. It's the same code with the CCNP enterprise, yes? So we will find here. So we can do this. If you want to get the CCIE enterprise certification, so first you need to take the core exam. This core exam is the same with the CCNP. I think it's a very good news. Why? So maybe you will ask why. So for example, if today you are very hesitant, you don't know whether to get the CCNP at first and whether to get the CCIE at first. Yes? So don't be hesitant, just go and get the core exam. So remember this one, if you are hesitant, whether it's CCNP or CCIE, don't do this. Just go and get the core exam at first. Then you can consider about whether to take a lab exam, or you can go to select one of the construction exam. So these 2 ways can decide whether you become a CCIE or CCNP. So for this one, the CCIE's written exam is the same with the CCNP's core exam. Okay, so we just talk about this one. I think it's a very good news. Okay, the core exam is very good news. It means after you take the core exam, you have 2 ways to select. The first is select the construction exam to become a CCNP, and then if you want to get the CCIE, just go and get the lab exam, and you will get the CCIE certification. Okay? So this is about the biggest change of the CCIE here, and also we talk about this again. The IS is gone. The enterprise will replace the IS. Okay. So next, we need to see more about the lab. We just talk about the written exam. It's the core exam. And what about the lab? So we see it. Okay. We just see this page. For this page, this is the lab exam. Okay. For the lab exam, we can see here that before the update, we use the IS as an example. The IS has 3 modules. The IS has 3 parts. Yes? The first one is the troubleshooting, is 2 hours, and the second one is the deck, I have 30 minutes, and the last one is the configuration, is we can do it for the 5 hours and 30 minutes. Yes? So, for the current version of the routing and switch, we have 3 parts, but some different tracks maybe have 5 parts. Yes, they are different. Okay, so we will find after the update. Okay, after the update, and we have 2 modules here. We have 2 modules. The first one is called design. First one is called design, and second one is the deployment, deploy, the operate, and the optimize. And we will find after the update just 2 parts, and before the update we have 3 parts. And for the new version, we will find the first one is called design, and in this part is the scenario based. It means you don't need to access to the device and configure the device. You don't need to do this. You just need to analyze. You just need to design the network. You don't need to configure it. And this part will be 3 hours. Okay. And so the next part is about the configuration. I think for these 2 parts actually is very similar. These 2 parts is very similar. And in this part 2, you need to configure, you need to deploy, and also you need to optimize your network. Yes, maybe you need to do some QS, you need to make this network is okay, and you need to operate the network. So this is the second part, and for these 2 parts, in fact, this part is the important one. Yes, this part is the important one. Just like the configuration part of our current version. Okay, so this is the change of the lab exam. This is the change of the lab exam. And the way to calculate the score is the same with the before version and the after version. It actually the way to calculate the score is the same. And after you take the lab exam, you can check the algorithm to calculate the score. So it's the same with the current one. So we also have the pass score and the minimum score. We have these 2 scores. Your total score must be higher than the pass score. Yes, but each track can't be less than the pass score. Okay, know this? So I can tell you more about this one. I can tell you an example. So maybe for the part 1 and part 2 here, part 1 and part 2, and the total score is 100. Okay, the total score is 100, and for the pass score is maybe 80, and for each part we will have a minimum score. So maybe this is the 60% of this each part. Okay, 60% of each part. Maybe the first part the total score is 60, and the second part is 70. So it means the minimum score of this part is 80. Yes, of this part is 80, and also for this part is 42. For this part is 42. So this is the minimum score is 60. For this one is the pass score. Okay, if you go to take a lab exam here, So if your score is just like this, maybe the second part you got 70, and for the first part you got 20, and you will find your total score is 19. Yes, it's higher than the pass score. This one is the pass score, so it means you passed the lab exam. But if your first part you only get 10, so okay. If your first part you only get 10, and you will find your total score is 18. Yes. So if you just see the pass score, it means you can pass the exam. But your first pass score is less than the minimum score, so it means you will fail the exam. Okay. So this is the way to calculate the lab exam. You need to know this. Okay. So that's the information about the lab exam. Okay, then back to this page. So we will find here, after the update is very good news for us. And we will find we have this 5 different core exam. Yes, this 5 different core exam. And first you need to take the one of these core exams. So first one, maybe you take this one, the enterprise core exam. And then you have 2 ways to select. The first one is select any one concentration exam. Then you will become the CCNP enterprise. If you don't want to become CCNP, you want to become the CCIE directly, you just select the lab exam. And for the lab exam, we have 2 different tracks. The first one is the enterprise infrastructure, and the second one is the enterprise wireless. So this is the 2 tracks. Okay. So this is the 2 tracks, and we'll find it's very good for us. It means after you take the core exam, you have 2 ways to select. And for the CCIE IS, and we find this is the exam outlines. We have 5 different paths, and we find the IS changed its name, not only changed its name, but also changed a lot of exam outlines. The new version will add the SD access, the SD1, and the automation and programmability. Yes? Okay. So next, maybe some of you want to know the information about recertification. So next, for this page, we will talk about the recertification. The first thing we need to know is, in the current version and before the update, if you get one CCIE certification, the valid time will be 2 years. Okay, the valid time you need to know is 2 years. But after the update, the valid time will be 3 years. So this is the first difference. Okay, this is the first difference. And then we will have 2 ways to recertification this. And the first one is the Cisco's continuing education. It means the Cisco will have some the online course of their website, so you can go and learn it. The continuing education after the update will contain some knowledge about the CCNA, CCNP, and CCIE. So you can go and learn it, so you can get the credits. So you can get the credits. We will find here. After the update, if you want to do the recertification, the Cisco will check your credits. If you have enough credits to do the recertification, and then you will success to do this. If you don't have enough credits, you will fail to do the recertification. So the first way, if you want to earn the credits, you can learn Cisco's continuing education to earn the credits. Okay, so this is the first way. And for the second way is the certification exam. And I think for this way, most of us will choose this one. Yes, just like for the current version, if you have become a CCIE and your valid time is over, so you can take a written exam. Yes, you can take a written exam to refresh your CCIE valid time. So just take the written exam. Okay. So the first way is also the same with the current version, the certification exam. You can take some exams to get the recertification. And we use the CCIE to take an example here. And we will find, for this one, we have 4 different ways to recertificate CCIE. The first one is pass only one CCIE level certification exam. So you can, maybe you just pass the CCIE enterprise, so you can select another tracks. So maybe you select the wireless, then it will refresh your enterprise infrastructure CCIE valid time. Okay. So the next one is you pass only one CCIE lab exam. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. If you get the maybe a new CCIE lab exam, it will refresh it. And the third one is pass only 3 professional construction exams. So it's okay. So just like this one, 3 professional construction exams, it will be selected from this table. It will be selected from this table. So after you get the CCIE certification, maybe you can select maybe these 3 construction exams. Then after you get these 3 construction exams passed, so your CCIE certificate will be refreshed. Okay. So this is the third way. And then the last is pass one technical core exam and pass only one professional construction exam. So if the core exam is the same track with the professional construction exam, it means you can get a new CCNP certification. So for the last way, if you try to get the new CCNP certification, it will refresh your CCIE certificate. Okay. So this is about the recertification, and Cisco will use the credits to do the certification. And first way, you can use Cisco's continue education. It will help you to earn the credits. And the second one is the certification exam. So you pass the exam, you will get the credits. You pass the enough exam, you will get the enough credits. Okay, so we just use the CCIE to take example. We have 4 different ways here. Okay, so this is about the recertification. Okay. And the next, so next part is the summary of this chance, and we can find here for the exam outlines for CCIE, we will find we have the automation and the programmability, and for the CCNP outline we also have the automation, and for the CCNA we have a new track called DevNet. We learn about the internet technical, and next one is the CCNA. Yes, for the CCNA we need to learn about the automation and programmability. So we will find in the future Cisco add a large number of the automation and programmability knowledge to its new certification system. Yes. So we can summarize here. So for this technical will be very important in the future. Yes. So we can do a summarize here. So the first one is the network infrastructure. This is the basic knowledge of the network infrastructure. This is the basic knowledge. And for the second one, it's called the software defined network. So it's called SDN. So it's also very different. It's very important because this technical will change the traditional root device. And we know the traditional device, maybe one router, one switch will have its own control plan and will have its own data plan. These 2 plans are different. Yes, these 2 plans are different, but they are in the same device. The SDN, so this technical called SDN, it will separate the 2 different plans. It will separate the control plan and the data plan in the whole network, we'll add a new device called SDN controller. This controller we use to control the whole network. So it's the new technical. And also we'll learn some knowledge about the virtualization. It's also very important because we know in our today's technical we use a lot of cloud technicals, and it's just like the virtualized technical. So this is also very important, and so in the new version we will learn about the maybe for the program technical, and we will also learn about some of the VCHALAN. This technical is also very important. So this is the second part, and then the third part is about the transmission technical and the network security. So this part is also very important, and we need to know maybe some transmission technical, just like some VPN technicals. We need to connect the different networks, different companies need to connect each other, so we need to use the different VPNs. So for the VPN technical is in our current version, okay? And also we need to learn something about the network security. The security is a big part of our network, because usually our network will use the firewall. We need to use some different device to encrypt our data, because we don't want other people to see our data, so we need to encrypt it. So maybe you have learned about some encrypt algorithm called maybe a CHAP, maybe ESP, this different algorithm used to encrypt the data. So this is about the network security. And then it's about the automation and the programming. So this part is very, very, very important. Actually, this part we just talk about, this called the IT technical. And for the traditional routing and switch, we can call it CT technical. The routing and switch is the communication technical, and for the code, for the automation, for the program is the IT technical. But the CT technical is the basic knowledge. If the network is development, the society is development, we need to use the new technical. So we need to learn about the automation and the program. So we will find the Cisco add automation and program in CCNA, CCNP, and CCIE. So I recommend us, you can try to learn this. Don't be afraid it's not so difficult. You try to learn it, and then you can get to understand this technical. We will find it's very, very important. So this challenge can tell us something about the future's technical, can tell us the trend of the future's technical. So we need to learn this part. It's very important, okay? So this is about the summarize of the change of the Cisco's system. So at last, if you have some questions, you can ask me, and I will help you to answer the questions. Okay? So I just saw someone just asked, if I try to learn the CCNA right now, so maybe you try to learn CCNA and you want to get the CCNA certification maybe next month. So my suggestion is just to keep going to learn the current CCNA. It doesn't matter, because if you pass the CCNA next month and after the update, your CCNA will become the new CCNA. You understand? So for example, maybe next month you will get the IS CCNA. Yes? But after the update, it will become the total CCNA automatically. Okay, so my suggestion is, if you are confused about whether you need to go to learn CCNP or CCNA right now, my suggestion is go and get it. So after the update, it will change to the new CCNA and CCNP automatically. Okay, so this is my suggestion. And is there anyone has some other questions? So I can help you, I can give you some suggestions here. Okay, I just thought said, is configured. You want to get the CCIE certification, yes? And you are configured whether you need to get this version's CCIE or you need to wait until the update and you try to get the new CCIE. Yes, so this is your question. You whether to get the new CCIE or this version's CCIE. So my suggestion is you can go and get this version CCIE. So I can tell you why. Because for the CCIE, and you need to take the written exam and then take the lab exam, yes? And after if you get these two exams successfully, you will get the CCIE certification. And we will see here, from today to the update date, from today to the February 24th next year, we will almost have maybe seven months. So it's enough for you to get the CCIE certification during this time. So just go and get this certification, because after the update, the exam will change and the CCIE will change. And your certification will automatically change to the new one. So why not get this version's CCIE? Because after the update, it will become the new one. And also, one point is very important. From today to the update time, the CCIE's written exam and lab exam will be very stable. This is my suggestions. The lab exam and the written exam will be very stable. And we have the 5 different configurations, so you can get these materials from our SPOTO. So we can provide you this materials, and our materials is the same with the true exam. So you can use your time to learn the technical and try your best to do the configuration, to practice it for maybe 3 months to 6 months. You can get the CCIE certification, and we can provide you, we can support you. So we have the enough time here. Yes, we have 8 months, so you can use 6 months to get the CCIE certification, because the exam is stable now. Okay, so this is my certificate, this is my suggestions. Okay, so have some other guys have some other questions? So you can ask me, I can try my best to give you some suggestions. Okay, if you pass the CCIE this year, it will only valid 2 years, okay? If you pass CCIE this year, it will only valid 2 years. Okay, so are there any other questions? So if you don't have other questions, I think it's time to say goodbye. So that's all for our today's leave. Okay, that's our today's leave. And if you have any questions about the update, okay, update, or you want to get the CCNA, CCNP, or CCIE, just scan this code, and to join the group, you can ask us. Okay, I just said, if you want to get the NA, or IE, I recommend IE. CCIE is very important. If you want to get these certifications, just go and ask us for the materials, and we will try our best to help you to get the certification from now to the update time. Remember, this time is the February 24th, 2020. This is the update time. Before this time, I can tell you the configuration, the lab exam, and the written exam will be stable. And If you want to get it, just go and find it. Scan this QR code to join our group. Okay. So also in our group we have different students here. We can discuss the different questions. Maybe we can share some interesting things with us. Okay. And also our teachers are also in the group. We will help you to solve your problems. Okay. So okay guys, so thank you for listening, and this all for our today's live class. Okay, so next time we end our live class, and so goodbye. Have a nice day. Thank you.